Hey guys, the tune I'm going to play now is a slip jig called The Snowy Path. It was recorded by Altan about 15 years ago or so, something like that, 15, 20 years ago. And everybody used to play it all the time, came up at all the sessions. But it fell out of rotation. I don't know why that happens. Tunes just come and go like that, I suppose. But I just heard it recently, and I thought it's a good tune, and it'd be a good one for the channel, because I haven't done a lot of slip jigs, and this one's typically played slow, so I thought it might work out pretty well. So I'll run it like I always do, up-tempo with all the ornaments, and then go back and break it down. So here we go with The Snowy Path. Right, so basic melody there. It's kind of a cool little tune. Like I said, it is played slowly, so hopefully it's one that you can pick up pretty easily. I'll run through just the notes here so you can get it, and then we'll break down the ornaments. So the A part, just play the first couple bars. Do that bit again. Second part starts the same way. Do that again. And then the second time through the A part is just a repeat, basically, except for the very end, so I'll just run through that one. So it goes up to that C sharp. It's the only real difference between the first half and the second half of the A part. Now the B part, again, starts in the C sharp, so this one is different from the A part. Do that again. Clear this out first. Now the second section here. Do that again. Third section is, again, kind of a repeat. So it's really only that last bit that changes, so I'll do that whole section again. It'll just do the whole second half of the B part. So that's the whole tune. So again, it's fairly repetitive, and it's simple and it's slow, so hopefully you can pick up the melody quickly. Ornaments-wise, there's a lot of stuff you can do. I'm probably guilty of doing too much, throwing too much stuff in there just because it's there. Simpler is always better, but here's how a few of the things that I would play in the A part. I always just start off with a quick roll. So a couple of those. So you've got a couple of options. So I'm doing a few things. I'm doing the quick roll, or just kind of that bagpipe ornament, which I think I've covered before, but quickly it's just kind of how you do it if you just wanted to throw it in there. Again, another short roll to finish off that section. The bit on the E, I think I've talked about that one before as well. It's basically kind of a quick double cut, I guess. So quickly it's, right? So that's one I think we've kind of covered a few times in some of these other tunes. But now the B part, there's a couple things you can do right off the bat. So you're going up to that C sharp, and sometimes I'll do, I don't know if there's a name for that, but there's not really any way to do a roll on a C sharp. So you can kind of just throw your hand up this way, and you're hitting the 3 notes. So a few things there. So right off the bat, quick roll there, long roll on the F sharp. And you can do simpler, you can make it simpler, you can make it more complex, you can just do simple cuts. Sorry. So there's a handful of different things you can throw in there, and it's mostly around quick rolls. That's tended what I put most in this tune. You can do slides. Mix it up, see what works out, what sounds good to you. And I'll also link the original version of this tune down in the description. Definitely check it out. That's how Altan played it. And Frankie Kennedy was the flute player, God rest him. He just absolutely killed it on that tune. So definitely check that out so you can hear how it's meant to be played. Now the other thing I want to do on this video is run it through on the flute. One, I want to put this mic on here because I don't think the little lavalier mic did justice when I played this flute the last time. And two, I was thinking about when I was first starting out playing, there was a fellow named Jack Cohen, a brilliant flute player who lived in New York. And I got to meet him, and he was doing a concert and a session, and he was kind enough to let folks stick around and play tunes with him afterwards. And he saw I had a bag, and he said, "Well, what is it you play?" And I said, "I play the flute as well." And he said, "Oh, good man." He said, and I'll never forget, he said, "It's the most expressive of all the Irish instruments," to which the pipers and accordion players and fiddle players all kind of rolled their eyes. And he said, "No, it is, because it's the only instrument where the melody comes entirely from within." And he meant that because you have the embouchure here, you don't have any sort of equipment, which is the words he used, to make the notes. You don't have a bow or a button or a reed. Now, I'm sure fiddle players would argue that you can get quite a fair bit of expression with a bow, but that's neither here nor there. But I've tried to think about that when I play the flute. I try to remember those words because it kind of stuck with me. That was probably 20 years ago. I'd only been playing for a year or two at that point. So I'm going to play the same tune on the flute. One, to hopefully demonstrate how this flute sounds, and two, so you can hear a bit of a difference in the control that you can get out of it. So let's see what we can do. If I could play it right, that would help. So, hopefully you can hear a bit of a difference between the flute and the whistle as far as what all you can do with it, and hopefully that'll get you to want to play the flute because it's a lot of fun. I think it's my favorite instrument that I've ever tried and my favorite instrument to listen to. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that one. Any questions, comments, as always, hit me up, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.